I hope that you're putting your all towards it and you're really making the day yours. Seize the day. So I wanted to get on here real quick and talk about something very interesting. I had a guy ask me, hey, if I have the money and I have the cars and I have the house and I got all the nice things that attract the wrong women sometimes, how exactly do I make sure I attract the right woman? Well, it's very simple. There's two different ways you can do this. One way I don't recommend, but one way that I don't recommend is you act like you don't have anything, meaning rent you a car that's all beat up and old or just a bucket, buy you a house or rent you a house or Airbnb that isn't all that, and just wear clothes that is not really something that you would wear to impress somebody. So basically, what I'm trying to say is one option is just act like you're broke, basically. Now, the other thing is you have the money, the cars, the clothes, all that stuff. That's great. But you always want to make sure that you act a certain way. Well, let me not say act a certain way. You want to be a certain way. And what I mean by that is just because you have money and you have the nice houses or house and you have the cars or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to act like you have those things or that those things make you. And what I mean by that is you can have all those nice things. However, the big difference is how are you acting around the woman? Meaning, are you acting in a way that, hey, these things make me who I am? You should be happy to be with me because I have this car, I have this house, or I have this money. Do you know how much I'm worth? That's the thing that turns women off because it starts to come off like you're arrogant and those things are what made you. And beneath the surface, you're somebody totally different, meaning you really don't have any value. Your only value or perceived value are the things that you have and the things that are outside of you. And the thing with that is that creates a limitation. And the limitation, what I mean by that is that's only going to allow you to do and be so much around a woman because once she sniffs out that you're not authentic and you're using those things just to attract her, it's always going to turn her off and it's always going to make her see you as a man that isn't about shit, really. Because there's a lot of guys that they have the nice things, but the only problem is they have those nice things, but they don't have a personality to them because they attach themselves to those things that are external. And when you attach yourself to things that are external, the funny thing about it is those things could change. You can lose those things, you can break them, anything. Material items are just material items at the end of the day. But when you have those things and you are a man of character, you are a man of value, it doesn't matter what you have or don't have. It's how you treat the woman, how you act towards her, your boundaries and your standards, because that's what she's looking at. Okay, he has these nice things, but he's not trying to take me splurging. He's not trying to take me on extravagant vacations. He's not trying to buy my attention or affection. And she'll see that. She'll see that. So you have to be right with yourself before you you have to be right with yourself before you try to get a woman to be, I don't want to say on your side, but to, it's, I can't even think about what I'm trying to say right now. I'm gonna just be honest with you. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to be right with yourself first. And when you're right with yourself, it doesn't matter what material items that you get, it doesn't matter what you attract, it doesn't matter how much money you have. When you're right with yourself, that's going to attract the real her. And let me tell you something that it may make a lot of sense to you. So if you're being inauthentic and you're using surface level things, superficial things to attract a woman to gain her attention, guess what she's going to do? She's going to be superficial. She's going to use things that are not really her to attract your attention. And what I mean by that, the makeup, the BB, what, Brazilian butt lifts, the fake breast, the eyelashes, all those things, she's using those things to attract your attention. And if you don't notice that, or if you care too much about that, then she already has you. She already can play you, do whatever she wants to do to you and with you, because she sees as, hey, this guy is trying to lead with his money. He's trying to lead with everything external. So I know deep down inside that he's actually shallow. So what she's going to do is lead with what? Those things as well. And the funny thing, here's the thing that you guys may not know about. When I was a bouncer in Japan, when I was stationed in Japan, a lot of those women were very smart. And I would say here in the United States as well, but I will say that it really doesn't matter where it's at or whatever. But the thing about the women that are exotic dancers or strippers is they can get a man to spend money without having sex with them. Isn't that crazy? And it's not. It doesn't have nothing to do with a lap dance or anything special like that. But they can get a man to spend money on them without even having sex with them. I want you to let that sink in and think about what I just said. Think about what I just said, because the interesting thing about it is men, we want respect. We want a woman that sees our value. It's a lot of things that we want that are not surface level men, real men. But when you are surface level, guess what? A woman could show you her breast. Oh my God, here's some money. A woman could rub your leg, or she could rub your back, and you're spending all this money and you didn't get any sex. You probably didn't even get a peek of what she looks like naked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going left field. I'm trying to stay focused, but the point I'm trying to make is a woman doesn't have to do all these things to get what she wants out of you. But for some of you guys out there, a woman can just smile at you and, oh, let me buy you this, let me buy you that. And you don't realize you're being played the whole time because of who you are deep down inside. So that's basically what I was trying to say earlier, is that it doesn't matter what you have when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your money, your house. It doesn't matter what you have, but if you lead with those things, and what I mean by leading with those things is if you show her that these things are what make you, and these things are what you care about, and these things are what you attach yourself to, your self identity, your worth to, she'll pick up on that, and she'll never respect you. She'll always see you initially as that guy that chose to lead with this or lead with that. Now, the other thing I was going to say is, um, when you lead with those things, the funny thing about it is you'll always be in a trap. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is if you've always been leading with those things for months or years, if that's just who you are, that's going to be part of your identity. So your identity is really based on surface level things. You think that that's who you are. You think that you're the jewelry. You think that you're the car. You think that you're the house. You think that you are those things that are external, but the tough thing about it is when you become attached to those things, no matter what you do, until you really do some deep soul searching and you really work on yourself and you really become more aware of who you are and get to know who you are, your identity becomes the things that are fake, that are surface level, that are materials, and you're always going to attract those type of women that are after that because of how you're acting and because of what you're attaching your identity to, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense to you, and you get what I'm trying to say. But if you have nice things, if you have money, if you have all the good stuff, it doesn't matter about that. What matters is how you're portraying yourself, how you're behaving, how you're acting around her. And if you're genuinely a good person and you're genuinely a man inside that, you have your own values, your standards, your self-worth, she'll see that because the true you will exude. The same way I said that your identity becomes attached to those external things, If your identity is attached to who you are to the core, it doesn't matter what things you have outside of you. So she'll see that and she'll respect you for that. So it doesn't matter what you have. I know guys that have a lot of money, but they still get respect. They have women buying them things, doing things for them. And I know men that have no money and they're not homeless or anything like that, but they're not rich. They don't have all the nice things, but women respect them because of the behavior. The primal behavior of a man, regardless of what's going on external, that's what a woman looks at, what's inside of you. So, hope that makes sense. And just to give you a quick analogy, everybody knows what happens when you squeeze a lemon. Lemon juice comes out of it because that's what's inside of the lemon, regardless of what's going on externally, regardless of what you cut it with, what environment it's in, if it's in a cold weather, hot weather, if it's in the desert, if it's in a homeless shelter, if it's in a mansion. When you squeeze a lemon, lemon juice is going to come out because that's what's inside of it and that's what it is. So, just something to keep in mind. Other than that, just wanted to quick on here. Just wanted to jump on here and make a quick live. I'll be doing a live this Friday, and we'll be deep diving into how industries and holiday seasons and women and companies really get you when it comes to your money, your ignorance, and your desires. And we're going to go deep. I'm going to use my whiteboard so you can see exactly what I'm talking about and show you how this all works. But until next time, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you give a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later.